Oh, hello. Welcome to Lisbon. They say hola actually in Spanish. In every shop I go to, they say hola. They do not say bom dia, as I expected, hola. So hola, I have to show you this. I was hoping the tram number 28, that's the famous tram that people will queue for hours to get to. That's the tram. Old style tram, all is wooden. Oh, it didn't stop. That's funny indeed. Sometimes public transport, trams or buses do not stop. You have to wave at them to stop. So that's the tram. Okay, I am in Lisbon for 1 hour walk. As you know, I am based in Warsaw. I'm not a guide of Lisbon, and I won't pretend I am, but I think it may have some value in sense of, I'll be looking at Lisbon with your eyes. I suppose most of you are not Portuguese, are not from Lisbon, so there is a value, I think, because I notice things that maybe locals do not, because they take them for granted. San Francisco, okay, maybe. Right, okay, so I am in the old town, in the old district of Lisbon, Alfama. We will see more of it. This is a nice panoramic view. Look at the trees. This is a little square, a good starting point for sightseeing. St. Vincent, patron of Portugal and Spain, I believe. He's probably holding the symbol of Portugal. You'll see across the city, kiosks like this one with pastries, coffee. Okay, moving on. I'll be going down. As you may know, Lisbon is very, very hilly. Let me show you. For example, this. You can see a lot of these little cars with tourists. Well, it's not a car, it's kind of vehicle, but I want to go to this little shop here. I'll be stopping at shops, window displays, and beautiful sights. I've seen this azulejo tiles. I hope they will let me in. It's a little bit like the museum of azulejos that I went to today. If you're into such things, this sort of things, you should. Hello, Tariq. Mike, cześć. Simpsons Sky. Did you say Simpsons Sky? I have to ask you what it means. So yeah, there is a museum of azulejos here in Lisbon. Very nice one. You can buy this thing, very pretty. Do you know how much it is though? Here we go. 1,300 euros. To go down, still in Alfama. Alfama is considered a poorer district. You'll have lots of very narrow streets, and this tram 28 is famous because it indeed goes through very narrow streets. But to be honest, I think it is slightly overrated, because as a passenger, you can only see this little bit that is not covered by other people, because it's usually very packed. It's a very touristy thing, and to get to the tram at the beginning and one of the first stops, you can queue for hours basically. Right. Nice weather, loads of. This is a nice viewpoint. More tiles.
No, they had drawings and everything.
Hi Satyam. Okay, look at these tiles. Beautiful work. And this is, we are going to get to this square, kind of to the end of the tour, down there at the river, at the ocean really. But this is what it looked like before earthquake, the famous earthquake in 1755, where basically almost all of the Lisbon was in ruins, and the earthquake really was followed by tsunami. So there was almost nothing left of Lisbon except of this district, Alfama. I'll show you the panoramic view. So anyway, this is the square that we are going to see. So you can take a picture if you take photographs and then compare. It looks totally different because this is before the earthquake. There was a king's palace over there. The square is as big as it is today. It is as big now as it was in the old times, and you can see it was called Torreiro or de Paco, and this is 18th century. So just before, I assume, just before the earthquake, which was also at the 18th century, but in the 18th century, but it looks different now. Okay. More tiles. Look at this. It's beautiful, isn't it? Beautiful day, evening already here. And yes, the roofs of. It was Annette. It is called tuk-tuk, those, or tak-tak, those little vehicles. So yeah, that's the river Tages. It goes to the ocean, to the Atlantic, and these are roofs of Alfama. Look how dense they are. I don't want to stay too long here, but they are so beautiful in this sun. And now, as I said, this is the only district that survived, that wasn't affected by the earthquake. So some of the buildings may even let me zoom. Can I zoom? I cannot zoom really. Yeah. Okay, there is one more picture. Azulejos. Yeah, indeed, great view in a great day. On a great day. So living, this is St. Louis viewpoint. Louise. I was surprised to find out, to learn, that the population of Lisbon is only 500,000, so it is a quarter of Warsaw. It doesn't feel like it's so much smaller.
Hurry up, guys.
Dziękuję. Obrigada. I suppose it is because of the tourists. There are so many tourists here. Oh, the tram, another tram, 12. Another tuk-tuk, tak-tak. I'll give you a tip. If you arrive in Lisbon, they have this nice, sort of, you can charge your phone or whatever you have, provided it works. Okay, I noticed there is another set of tiles. It's very warm, a bit windy. Right, so I suppose this is a view of Lisbon from the other bank. I can show you the peaceful river. So I am basically at this point following the tram lines. They still have public phones. I wonder whether it works though. Look at this tree, the roots of the tree. What are you selling here? What's that? Ginginha? Liquor? Alcohol?
Licor, sim.
By glasses?
Com o copinho de chocolate.
With this is
Chocolate cup.
this is, you can eat it?
Sim, se bebe, it's come.
Okay, maybe after the tour I may come back because this is alcoholic, isn't it?
Aqui as garrafinhas.
Okay. How much is it?
As botelhas.
5. Okay, 5 euro. Obrigada. So you could have in a chocolate glass kind of cup alcohol. Wow, fantastic. I'm still in Alfama. I haven't done Fado yet, and I was remembering yesterday, I think across the tree, yes, over there is a place. There are lots of places actually in here in Alfama where you can come to a Fado concert. Fado, you know, this specific nostalgic kind of singing concerts. Well, true that they can sell alcohol in the street. You mean? Yeah. Well, I'm not sure how you know how official or legal it is because I've been here several times and I didn't see people selling alcohol in the street. But she's local, so she knows, obviously. Okay. You can see one of the iconic sites. Okay, what do they have here? Hello, hola. I'm very well, thank you. Okay, of course, trams. You can buy trams. And Arabs. And they basically, and the Alfama probably comes from Arabic. Because lots of words starting with A-R-L come from Arabic, apparently. Ooh la la, jadę, uwaga, jadę. As you can see, how much can you see if you are on such a packed tram? Honestly, you can only see a little bit. It's better to walk, isn't it? Oh. So yeah, let me show you a bit of the church. I am turning left because I want to. We keep going down. Okay.
alle giunture del ginocchio, dietro.
You can see this church from, it's a good reference point when in Lisbon. Let me show you. It is very tall, I mean quite tall, not very tall, 40 meters apparently. But it's also still on a hill, yeah? I'm still going downhill. So yeah, walking in Lisbon is really walking up and down. Oh, look at this. So on the first day, my app showed me at the end of the day 60 floors. So it's like the Palace of Culture and Science twice. They love monuments. Honestly, there are almost every square there is a monument. 1925. Now this church, oh, you can see the cathedral. It's quite impressive, isn't it? It's of Gothic and Roman style. But this church is the church of Saint Antonio. Saint Antonio was born actually in this very place. A patron of many things and many professions, including guides. Okay, this is what they say. San Antonio was born here. Apparently, before the church was built,
Sorry, love.
maybe I should cross the street, will be easier. I think I'll do it. So his parents had this field. They were a well house of Saint Antonio. The house of the whole family. See, I can. Kind of bakery type of shop where you can have those pastel de nata. Okay. Kind of like Napoleonka to Beja. Pastel de nata were originally created by monks in Lisbon, Jeronimo Monastery. Oh, how useful! And I went there today, actually, not to the monastery itself, but around the monastery. And I'm going to post a film actually from Lisbon, so if you on YouTube, so do subscribe, please. And so you'll get notification. I think I better wait for them to pass. And indeed, next to the monastery, there is this apparently famous, famous cafe with pastel de nata. To be honest, they taste the same across the whole city. Subscribe and like, definitely. Thanks, Annette. It's quieter. And you can, I don't know whether you can feel, but I can feel the atmosphere is slightly different here. Taller buildings, more organized because. Oh, excuse me.
Ah, desculpa lá. Sim, pro serviço.
Yeah, this is what I wanted to. I have to show you this. They have shops. This is a chain of shops with, canned food, sardines mainly, but not only. Look at they are beautiful, those cans. Okay, it's really very beautiful. You just want to buy and keep them like this, not eat them, because once you open the can, kind of spoil the piece of art. Okay. And it's just a guy who said he didn't know. Anyway, so this area was actually rebuilt after the earthquake, 1755. So you can see streets very organized, parallel, very symmetrical, very kind of well organized. So there is some connection. Okay, it's okay to cross the street. Must have been Denmark. Must have been some. Looks like there was a sports event. So yeah, there is one similarity at least between Lisbon and Warsaw. Earthquake in Lisbon, 1755, which totally, ruined the city, and they had to start from the scratch to build it again. And in Warsaw, it was Warsaw Uprising. After Warsaw Uprising, it wasn't a natural disaster, it was a human disaster. There is some sort of gathering, I kind of sense. There must have been some football match. Excuse me, there was a football match of between them.
Denmark and Portugal.
And who won?
It's not been, we're going out.
You're going out now, okay. So there is going to be a football match, Denmark against Portugal from Denmark, loads of them, wow. Well, I think Portugal will win, but I'll... Right, I wanted to come to this square because it is an amazing square. Over there is a nice museum, kind of museum, it's not a museum really as such, but Lisbon Story Center. Nothing too intellectual, a quick 1 hour interactive kind of, sort of story of Lisbon, where I recommended to visit this place. And yes, we are in this square that you saw the azulejos of. Commercial square, or the square of commerce. It is now called the Square of Commerce to commemorate, to remember tradespeople who actually helped rebuild the city after the earthquake. It's quite nice that, one of the sides of the square is from the alcohol offerings. I know, so tempting, and I have to be sober Anyway, I don't drink much alcohol these days. Anyway. Right, okay, so this is the Tag River. Yes, this square has always been a place for gatherings, for protests, for celebrating. You can see it's huge, it's very big. And again, it doesn't resemble at all the square that you could see on the Azulejos. We are clean. This is Turkey, isn't it? I don't think they'll have. Do you think they are shouting in Portuguese? Or is it in Turkish? I'm not able, I don't know what they are saying. Okay, one of the famous Portuguese kings, João. This guy actually looks like King August in the second and the third who ruled Poland. I'm going to another square. So yeah, this square, I think it is in this square where the last king of Portugal at the beginning of the 20th century was assassinated, and by Republicans, mind you, by Republicans, and then after that, 2 years later, Portugal became a republic. Now these beautiful Ark of Victory, Augustus Ark, lots of famous people around. Vasco da Gama, a great explorer, because 15th century, yeah, Lisbon and Portugal was extremely wealthy country, as you know. It had great explorers and travelers to the whole world. They would bring goods to Portugal, to Lisbon. Lisbon was flourishing until the earthquake here, 1755, where everything was destroyed, totally destroyed. The gods, personifications of Portuguese rivers. Again, this is similar in Warsaw, in Łazienki Park. We also have in there personifications of Polish rivers, the Vistula and the Bug. Here it's, I don't know which one is which, but Tagus River and Douro River, maybe the other way around. Okay, I've noticed it's not illegal to cross the streets on the red light. The police doesn't react. So yeah, the info about the Arco da Rua Augusta, the famous people, Viriato, Vasco da Gama, and this person was the main architect after the earthquake. A was ago and the weather wasn't good. I really enjoyed Cascade Village, west of the city. Oh, thanks Janet for sharing. Yeah, and for me, I came on Thursday, and it is actually the first day when the weather is most of the time is nice. So this is a famous avenue. The most famous probably in Lisbon. You can walk. There is no traffic along the streets. I want to go to the palace, to the Rosso Square.
Quer cruzar, chicos?
Okay, this woman now. Okay. Look at the ground. Even on the ground they have some mosaic. There will be more cakes shortly. Obrigada. Cheesy sheep. So yeah, Janet, when you were here, did you try tram 20? I think trying those trams is quite fun. And I actually managed to get on the tram without much wait because I went to the stop very early, so the queue wasn't big really. I got on the second tram, but I think so. It's fun, kind of, in the old style tram. But I think there are altogether 4 tram lines. So getting on another, tram was even more fun because there weren't, crowds of people, and I could see. This is nice. I could see, I had views on both sides actually, and it took me to the less tourist area so that I could see also Rio. I mean, this is Rio, but Lisbon, that maybe local people live, because here I think it's mostly tourists. On one of those side streets there is a elevator that I'm going to show. It's quite an amazing construction because of the heights, sort of differences in, hilly kind of landscape. They have quite a few lifts, elevators. And normally, most of them are. Oh, here's what I wanted to show. More cakes. So you can have 6 for $7.50. Yeah, different fillings. They are nice. Nice coffee. Their coffee here is cheaper than in Warsaw. For €1, $1.50, you can have Americana, you can have espresso. Yes. Can you see it? I don't mean the Batman, but it's not working. I came here every day. It's not working. Neo-Gothic style, erected beginning of the 20th century, over 100 years ago. Okay, and behind, you cannot see it, but behind there is a, if you go to the other side, you can see a kind of bridge, yeah, flyover. So you leave, you go up and you go on the bridge and you go to the other side. So you don't have to, you know, walk up there. Quite beautiful. You see, alcohol, I'm not into alcohol that much, but look at this. Tostadinha. Okay, oh, this is quite an interesting bit. Not sure whether I can see it. What is it? Oh, the chocolate thingy. Quite big though. Maybe too big. Okay. Oh, wow. Oh, sorry. It's quite sort of jelly looking like thingy. It's like, you know, pasta de nada grande. And this is how they make it. Okay, now. This is, I'm approaching now Rosso Square. It's fantastic, another fantastic square. It's quite a big one. There are quite a few squares in this area. In Alfama you won't have that many, you don't have any squares, I think. It's very kind of densely built, quite Celtic, on hilly, you know, on hills. Must be quite, I mean, it is quite, I'm not sure whether still, but not notorious. So after dark you need to be careful. Okay, can you see the ground waves? Whereas here, you know, wider streets, squares, and I need to show you this because this looks amazing. It's beautiful. Fountains. I want to show you two more things. Well, this square was famous in the past as well. There was an Inquisition office here. So yeah, people got executed. We're talking like when? 15th, 16th century. And they had this Queen Isabel, notorious Isabel, who was very religious. She loved Inquisition and she was very intolerant and against the community of Jews here, and that led to pogrom of Jews in the 16th century. And there is a little monument commemorating this. I mean, I'm not sure whether commemorate is the right word, but remembering the event. I'll show you in a bit. This is one of the three places. Well, it is busy. The square again. Beautiful light, evening light, and the sky. I want to show you. Green. I want to show you this railway station because from the outside only. I won't be getting inside because inside it's It's quite modern. But look at this architecture. Oh yeah? Okay, because it's like on the water, isn't it? Sort of in a boat. I left it. Look at this, look at the... look at the, you know, top and also the portal. It's beautiful. Okay, there are some... And when it was erected in the 19th century, at the end of the 19th century, it was, you know, the station was the main station. Now it's not main anymore, but it will take you, but the trains from here will take you to Sintra, which I haven't been to. Next time, maybe. But it's just beautiful, isn't it? I love the kind of ornamental kind of, to me, pseudo-rococo sort of style, the attention to detail. Okay, it's almost on the edge of kitsch, isn't it? Sort of beautiful, love it. They nicely renovated it, so I'm now joining the crowd. And it's still March, which is not, I think, that, you know, sort of tourist season. Probably April. This is when it will really. So Tarek, have you been to Sintra? Sinatra? Sintra, isn't it? Yeah, I was going to, but because it rained, sort of didn't feel like it. And also didn't have that much time. Preferred to stay in Lisbon, see as much as I could here. I went to the castle, which is on top of one of the hills. But the castle is really just ruins of the castle, and the walls. Yeah, nice views from the castle, from the ruins, because it's so high. Okay, so from square to square to touristy. Yeah. Where is the David Star? I am heading to the David Star. I'm not sure whether you know, but I am quite interested in the history of Jewish history, so obviously I had to come to this monument, see it, and I'm sharing it now. So yeah, in the 500th anniversary they put it up of the pogrom, 1506, 2006. And memoria, I supposed to remember those milhares de Judas Vitiamos. Milhares, don't know, dos milhares, a couple of hundreds maybe, I don't know, I'm guessing. Victims, Jewish victims of intolerance, of religious fanatism, isn't it? Assassinated in, I don't know, massacre, 19 April 1506. And so let's remember that as well. This church, let's see if we can get there, because I couldn't get there. This church is amazing because when it burned, the authorities, I suppose church authorities, decided not to renovate it. So I'm seeing it with you for the first time. Wow. So this church burned and they decided not to renovate it. But it still operates as a church. There are actually people singing. It's not a recording. I'm glad I've come here because I didn't manage to get inside before. Wow, so with this religious sort of theme, not very religious, but I am sensitive to architecture and beautiful things, and I thought this was quite spectacular. So thank you very much for joining me. This is my last night in Lisbon, so I suppose I'll have another, longer walk to say goodbye to the city. Don't know when I'm back. Thank you for joining me. And yes, again, please, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do. And see you next time. Thank you very much. Stay well. Thank you for joining the tour.